Very good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's Week Ahead video. Usual format, we're going to be looking at individual major Forex pairs and some crypto pairs and identifying exactly where we sit within the market cycle and if there are any harmonic patterns setting up as well. Before doing so, must make this very clear to you that these are not regulated trade signals. Trade signals are an unregulated activity. In the UK, however, a firm needs to be regulated for other financial services to be able to provide the service of trade signals. And that's exactly what Synergy is. So these trade signals, they're information only. We don't undertake any risk assessment on you. Please trade them at your own risk. So let's begin. Now, this is one I'm really excited about. There's a lot to talk about really on crypto at the minute. First of all, you've got Donald Trump coming in tomorrow. Donald Trump's coming in and he's done the most strangest thing ever you could ever imagine a prime minister, a president ever to do. He's minted his own crypto. He's minted his own crypto. And as of today, it's worth $70 billion in 3 days. So it's absolutely sucked the life out of the traditional crypto market while people sell their good stuff to buy into this hype. Now, don't get me wrong, I find it very strange, but I think it is the new dawn for crypto. This sort of a seismic event is just showing how much money this can attract, how much money there is on the sidelines as well. And it's all down to Donald, ultimately. So we're going to be watching that space keenly. 1 second. Sorry, where was I? Talking about the Donald Trump meme coins that have come out today. Yeah, and I've got to put my camera on. There we are. So yeah, Donald Trump meme coin sucking the life out of the normal crypto market. But let's have a look at something that I find pretty special out there at the minute. That is the Stellar blockchain. Stellar is one of my all-time great setups. I believe in it a lot. Functionality of the coin itself, what we're seeing here. Yes, this is 3 hits to a high of a band. I expect this to break higher. Like all the other cryptos that we've seen breaking higher, and you can actually see a staircase. So you can see one, basically the same thing we're seeing here. Then you see 2 up. I am expecting higher prices at the end of the day. If we have a look up close, what are we seeing here? You're just seeing well, it's on the daily, you see it best. You can see that descending trend line that we need to work our way through. Now, I am seeing obviously behavior. We're seeing good behavior here. This is a consolidation zone. This is the first big high, 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 low. And internally, we've got double bottom, high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Fully expect us to get up here and break and wear down this zone. Is there anything much to add? So this is this length here. I fully expect this length here to play out. So this is 1. I expect a 2 probably around here and then a 3 much higher. Looks really good. Right, let's get down to the action. So it was actually a really very strong week we had last week in terms of identifying setups. However, navigating those setups, it was a different kettle of fish. We were faced with big data again in the early parts of the week. It was CPI, retail sales. Let me just reflect on some of the data we had. Bear with me. So going back to Wednesday, Tuesday. So we had, US core PPI on Tuesday, CPI on the Wednesday. We had GBP CPI as well. We had retail sales on the Thursday. So chock-a-block week. Every single signal we sent out, bar 1 or 2, I cut before data because it's a tough start to the month. Not too many opportunities. I didn't want to be out of control. So we did cut we cut positions, BE -5, +5 type of thing. But they all ran subsequently afterwards. So, buying in line with the trend really, really helped the trades. Let's go through them. So we sent this one late on Friday long, AUD CAD. Now, AUD CAD, you can see the pattern in red here. This pattern is, I'm going to get it, I am going to get it tattooed on me, and I am going to get this put up on the wall in my house. It's an ugly, people will say, what the hell is that? This little shape here is the vibrations of the market, how the market moves. It's either stretched and elongated or compressed. This is a stereotypical example here in blue. You can see the 1, the 2, and the 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. Same here, 1, 2, 3 up. You can pick it out in here if you want. You can see 1, 2, 3. Why didn't you count this? Because this is not consolidation. This is 1, 2, 3 makes consolidation. 1, 2, 3 makes consolidation. 1, 2, 3. Trading off this previous low, we've taken out the shorts here, whatever you want to call it, liquidity hunt, bloody blah. I had previously drawn this particular setup as a different variation. I was drawing it like this as the second zone, but we've now come all the way back into this zone. So it's a little bit uncertain. There's massive opportunity for this to move up from here. Let's have a look at the entry. Let's have a look at the entry if we can identify it. So we certainly know this was the peak zone, and you can see the trade. You can see the consolidation zone here on the way down, and you can see another consolidation zone here. How can I tell it's not a lower low, lower high? Because price is chopping and being contained. Same here, chopping and being contained, whereas this is lower low, lower high. So trading off the previous low is one of the rules of consolidation. We saw some structure in front of us. We actually got into this here that I cut the trade earlier on in the week. So it's a real top trade. Got into it here and we got into it here again. So we saw a double bottom and we saw high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Knew that we were served up for the third. And we took this trade long. And it was, we hit 25 on Friday on it. But the previous one, where I've got the entry, was down here. That would have been I think pushing 100 pips. Let's check. 75 pips. Really, really nice setup. We're in this and do expect high prices. Right, AED CHF, we're in this one too. Albeit a little bit premature, but we have been in this pattern. We were down here, we were in this. Let me just show you the overall picture. So the market cycle on this particular trade is 1, 2, pick, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3 hits to the low, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder. All of these patterns are psychological herding mechanisms. So this particular shoulder, head and shoulder at the, where the market's likely to turn around is a way of getting liquidity to go up. Many people will see this head and shoulders. Many people see this head and shoulders. For me, it's in the wrong place, and therefore I'm trading against that. And the reason I'm trading against it, this was our original setup. We got in here, took that. For me, even though you can see an M here, 1, 2, peak with a W, we still haven't cleared this previous shoulder. So at the minute we've got a 1, we've got high, 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 low, and then 1, 2, anticipating the third. So we had a change and a break and a retest all the way down here. It's quite aggressive. We didn't hold up here, notice, and now we're trying to make that high, 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 low, high, 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 low. I want to see a second high, 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 low put in, and then I want to take that third move higher. So this one's set up. It's a generational potential move if you can get it and hold on to it. AED, NZD. We managed to get our TP1 at last. This was a trade taken here. Held on to it for ages. It gave us some profit up here. It came all the way down, way past stop, never hit stop, and then has pushed higher. So what does this look like to us on the higher time frame? It's a real ugly contextual trade. We're looking for that market cycle. Remember that red thing I showed you? 1, 2, 3 up. Now, this is just lower lows and lower highs, and therefore for me, over the EMAs, is a huge level 1 consolidation to the downside. So this particular pattern could still play out like this. It could give us a weird little second zone here, and then 1, 2, 3, and then do the W and start going again. That's the sort of thing that can happen here. We've got shoulder, head, shoulder at the top with an ABCD. I did take this long because I saw my setup, and when I see my setup, even if it is counter, I like to take it. AD USD, so AUD USD is a huge, mega, brilliant, beautiful looking setup. We've got the market cycle in front of our eyes, real time. Look, 1, 2, 3. This is it just flipped upside down. 1, 2, 3. So we can see the 1, we can see the 2, we can see we're playing around at the lows of the second zone. So a counter trend, we do expect to move back to this trend line potentially, even up to the 800, but certainly got an alert around the 50 where continuations typically come from. That's really nice. Let's just see if there's anything going on up close. Not really. This could be an anchor. That does look like a bit of an aggressive move, potentially an anchor. And therefore I'm watching this previous swing high. And I'm also watching here because so far we've had if you look carefully at my chart, you can already sort of see that you're already seeing a 1 and a 2, and you're anticipating that third always, but you need to be careful how you're counting, because even though this looks a bit childish and easy, the nuances in it are large. The human brain can only remember 7 things at once, and there's about 16 to 18 different pointers that you need to sort of keep abreast on with trading. And the only way you can absorb that amount of information is if you repeat it thousands of times. Like an airline pilot who's flown, I don't know what the benchmark is, but 10,000 hours. as just, he gets given a captaincy. Lawyers train for years, 7, 8 years, vets 7, 8 years. Some of the higher paying jobs you have to work hard, whether it's difficult or it's just practice makes perfect. I can't vouch for those, but for me in trading, it's been years to be able to sort of see this stuff. And you think everyone else can see it, but they can't when you end up doing consultations with them. So anyhow, this is the key to this whole sequence. So this would be a target in the short term. And if we do get a setup, that's still a 50 pip target to the highs, which I quite like. It may, I'm not touching it unless we get some sort of setup. So right, moving on. Can't bother to look at those. Euro AUD is one I can be bothered to look at. Euro AUD, we took it all the way up. Now, if we have a look at the market cycle in Euro AUD, if I can get us locked on, is we have the double bottom, we have the first, we have the second, and I do expect the third to continue. You can argue that was 2 and 3, but then we've made a consolidation. 3 pushes make a consolidation. We are identifying a W formation off the 800, which is sort of like the real-time foundation of the market, and it's the foundation or it's the ceiling. And here it's acting as the foundations here and here, and you have to look at the pattern that's formed over it. It's a W here, and it's also a W here. So what I can see here is a W with a 1 push. That's still risky to get in. But if you're showing me 2 pushes, you're showing your hand to me now. And that's where the patience comes in. But this guy, yeah, we've definitely had some sort of an event here where we've taken out stops. I want to be known once we've cleared all this noise and the trend can properly start running. EuroCAD, did we send this in the end? I didn't. I regret not. It's not the clearest pattern, but this is level 1 consolidation on the way up. Messy and choppy. We rode all of this up here, and we've come back to sort of double bottom. We've got a 1, a 2. I'm just not sure about this one. It's not one, actually, I was going to send unless we had the harmonic completion here to down here, which we haven't had. We've gone early. But to justify the trade, we've got high, 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 low. And this all, I believe, is the internal structure of another high low. So I think all of this is comprised of this, and then I'll be looking. But yeah, we'll see. Not touching those. Euro NZD, we sent this guy out and made a 50. We took this spike here. This has done a similar sort of thing. It's printed a W over the 800 EMA, certainly on that time frame. But here we can really see the intentions. We've got a W formation here, which isn't your standard W setup. This is a one where the second leg's taken out the first leg, but that's how it is, guys. It's not always going to be served to you on a plate so you can make money every time you want. This is an art, and this is ready to go higher. That's it. This is an absolutely brilliant looking setup to me, and very exciting. Very exciting indeed. I've actually taken this. This is the area we needed to work. So we broke it once, broke it twice. This wasn't a break because it was touching. And then we've smashed it again, come back down and tested it. Took out the last lower high, higher low. We actually entered. I entered personally in here again. So even an old dog learning new tricks. I've been doing this since 2006 at Barclays. Not this. I was dealing with customers at Barclays and, seeing traders. And then it sparks an interest and you go on your own journey, having known what people look at and the psychology behind stuff. But this is a bit of a classic looking setup to me, in line with the main cycle. 1 day of rise, second day of rise. Yeah, really nice indeed. And if we have a look on the daily, we're creating higher highs and higher lows, and excited to see how this one goes. Euro USD is another one. This is level 1, level 2 on the way down. Big level 1 consolidation. Blue harmonic here. Hadn't had it exactly drawn correctly there, but it's not going to make much of a difference at the minute. The market's come way below, but it's probably come way below to a Fibonacci number, which is going to probably be 127, very close to 127. So we're waiting for this to bottom out. Lots of pins, lower lows, lower highs. These are also harmonic 3 drives. There's nothing shaping up that nicely, but if we have a look closely here, this has caught me a couple of times, this bloody one. So yeah, a little bit bitter with it. It's caught me a couple of times though. All silly mistakes in hindsight, but it has caught me a couple. But we caught it last week here. Yeah, was a bitch. What caught me actually? Forgot where I got caught. I think I got caught up here. Anyway, I didn't listen to my own rules properly. GBP AED. GBP AED level two consolidation. It's sort of hanging in the air at the minute. You can see a bit of a W going on, but the W, you could warrant that that is the move here. Change, break, retest, taken out structure, and higher prices. It's one that I need to be notified about. It's done a lot of things in terms of, let's have a look at what it's done. It's a really good one. Okay, let's have a look. So we've completed 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Let's write that down. One. Completed 3 weeks of drop. I need to see a change of structure to be able to get in. There's no such harmonic there at the moment. This is one I will get into basically, guys. I want to know when we're breaking out of this. So that's that. Moving on. Here's another one that we sent and scrapped before data. Was it data? I think it's just volatility. But really nice pattern. You can see the pattern here, the market cycle. You know, it's right in front of your eyes. That's just a long consolidation zone. This is another consolidation zone. And then you've got 1, 2, 3. So that's how I see that, unless I'm seeing it wrong, of course. But, you know, we took a long here. I didn't like the action. I cut it. It did a bit of a second leg and it's on the rise at the moment. So it did, in hindsight, play out. We were onto the right crumbs in the puzzle given to us. We closed down this gap here. We completed the ABCD, which you can see. And this trade is more in line than not in line. It's a wonderful trade. The setup's clear. The staircase is clear. Level one, level two, off the lows, expecting higher price. That's a proper trade, that is. GBP CHF, don't like it because we haven't taken out second zone. 1, 2, 3 to the low. This is level one higher. It's just meandering around. I'm just going to move on from that because it's ugly. GBP USD, again, threatening the lows of consolidation. That's where we are at the minute. Maybe we haven't moved into it enough. Harmonic complete, ignored. Gave us a reaction off the harmonic, but it's not enough. We are hanging below at the minute. Dire economic news. You'd imagine the higher interest rate at the end of the curve would be supportive of the pound, but not. It doesn't seem to be, because it ultimately means more borrowing costs for the government. So the pound strength, you would imagine. The inflation has also come off a little bit, so it's a bit weaker. Inflationary. Let's have an NZD CAD, NZD CAD. This is one I've been trying to catch for ages. You got level one, level two, level three. You got level one up, big consolidation, back to the lows, straight greens off the lows. Did have a go. Monitoring at the minute, waiting for the change and the retest. We're not seeing that yet, but it's certainly on the radar. NZD USD, this guy is again like Euro USD. We're waiting to see whether this is some sort of an anchor. We can see a 1 and a 2 up. We need to see the 3. Believe it or not, this hasn't properly broken structure. Here, we're still touching the pins on that. So there is no break officially. That looks like a Gartley. It is a Gartley. It's not looks like a Gartley. That is a Gartley pattern, but hasn't completed the CD properly. But we're trading off a Fibonacci instead within that Gartley pattern. This is probably not the most sensible trade. You're trying to catch the low here, the second leg. It could well be because we've pinned the 78.6. Big picture, this is down like Aussie USD. We're in the second zone of consolidation lower. We're trading off the completion of this red ABCD. Price can get back to here. Price can get back to here. Counter trend. We shall see. Gold. We sent gold last week long. It was a wonderful trade. Let's have a look at it. So we sent gold here. Got all of this, and we sent it again. Did we send it again? I forgot if we did it again. Anyway, we got TP1. We got $50 move out of this, and we've completed a week of rise, second week of rise, and third week of rise complete. It was a wonderful trade. We actually hit a stop on silver, which we will cover here. So silver was a bit nasty. Similar process. We got into it in the previous week. I saw a high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Thought the zone of held. This candlestick formation for me was key, but then in hindsight, I already had a week of rise, second week of rise, third week of rise, and a day of rise, second day, third day. And that was my doom moment from last week. Kindergarten mistake, USD CAD, monstrous, continuing to push. We've definitely completed. We're in the peak at the minute. I mean, how much do you want to risk your money on. So you know we're at previous peaks at the moment. So, but you can sort of see this one, two, three. This whole zone could be classified as a one. This could be classified as a two, and we do extend higher. So there you have it, folks. I look forward to next week. A lot of trades setting up for us that we're going to jump onto. A lot of 3-week completions. If you have any questions, please message me at Synergy Signals on Telegram. Alternatively, if you would like to learn any of this methodology, we do have a course and we do have some one-to-one lessons. Again, reach me at Synergy Signals. And I wish you all the best. Have a good weekend. Cheers.